because you are not watching people having sex. You're watching people do things that simulate the appearance of sex. And let me help you understand what I mean by that.
That's deep right there.
Daniel Craig played James Bond. He's the last person to play James Bond. And so we look at that and say, oh, he's playing James Bond. No, at no point in his life has he ever played James Bond. What he has done, and I'm saying this from a filmmaker's perspective because I have a background in filmmaking, what he has done is gotten in front of a camera, and when they said action, he would throw a punch. And then they would say cut, and then they would do that 10 more times till it looked right. Then they move the camera and do the same punch again from a different angle. And then they would get a stuntman in to do the jump off of the train. And they would do that a billion times. And then they'd have Daniel Craig say some lines. And then they rewrite the lines when they come out right. And then they'd have Daniel Craig do a scene with a woman where they're kissing and things like that. And then when it didn't look right, then they would do it from another angle. And they would do this from another angle. And what happens is an editor then goes into the editing room and puts all these shots together and creates what looks like James Bond and presents it to us, the viewer. And we look at it and say, man, Daniel Craig does a good job playing James Bond. No, he does a good job following the instructions given to him by the director enough times until the editor has enough material to create something that we call James Bond, that they've created by a standard. But he has never in his life ever played James Bond. He doesn't know what it means to be James Bond. He knows what it means to be an actor playing a role and doing enough shots that can be edited together. It's the same thing with porn. They're not actually having sex. It's like, well, and I'm going to get graphic here, but aren't there certain parts being placed with other parts? Yes, that's not what sex is. That's just parts being placed with other parts. And they do it enough times from enough angles with enough shots and edit stuff together until it looks like a complete sexual interaction. But it's not sex. It's two people doing enough actions from enough angles and then an editor putting it all together to look like a complete sexual experience that has never been replicated between two real people anywhere in the world because it's not possible, because it had to be edited together to get that way. So you're not watching sex. You're watching the simulation of something that when edited together looks like sex. But these people are not having sex. But you see what has been edited and put together and you think that is what sex is. I'm going to go try and do this. And I expect my wife to respond this way. And I expect to be able to perform this way. But you can't because no one has ever done it. The people you're watching never did it. It was just edited to look that way.